I'm definitely the first person on this trail in probably years. This is a little unexpected. So I wouldn't say that I'm officially lost. Mirror Lake should be right on the other side of it. How I'm supposed to get over that hill? Yet to be determined. Howdy folks, we're off on another spring adventure. Today I've put together just a fun little loop hike for us. We're up in Stampede Pass, just outside of the Snoqualmie Ski Resort area. And we're going to be passing Cottonwood Lake, heading over to Mirror Lake, then loop down to Mirror Falls. And if I did the track right, we'll loop all the way back around to our trailhead. Whole thing is going to be about a 4-mile hike, give or take. Elevation gain, probably less than 1,000 feet altogether. But not looking for a lot of miles or a lot of climbing today, just a beautiful day out here in the woods. And I'll tell you, it's already started out fun. You can't actually start at the trailhead, so you have to park about a 1/4 mile before the trailhead, hike up this riprock wash, and then hopefully you find the trail. It's marked by a golden hat. Somebody left a nice gold ball cap sitting on a rock for us. But now we're slogging through the mud, headed up to our first lake, about a mile away. We'll see you up there. So, I wasn't really prepared for that. I didn't realize there were any river crossings before you get to the lake. And I'm assuming this is the right trail. I am using Onyx to navigate for me because it's kind of hard to see where the trail is just with how much snow melt. You can't really see footprints of folks that have already come up here. But I think we're headed in the general direction. So we just passed the cutoff to Cottonwood Lake. It's a pretty lake. It's, when you first step up to it, it's this marshy, reedy area that eventually opens up to a bigger, prettier lake. Absolutely beautiful. There is, like I said, the one fisherman that I met earlier on the trail. And to give him some peace and quiet and try not to disturb him. I don't want to be blamed for why he's not catching fish. But we'll try and get some glimpses of the lake as we keep moving here. And I'm out of breath. So I wouldn't say that I'm officially lost, but what I would say is that I wouldn't recommend doing this hike in the shoulder season, meaning when there's still snow on the ground. unless you have a GPS, because it is impossible to see trail markings when everything's covered in snow. Now, there are cuts in trees periodically, but they're far and few between. I think during the spring, late spring, and summertime, this is a beautiful, well-marked, well-groomed trail. Right now, your guess is as good as mine. But what I think, based off of the GPS, is I need to get up and over that hill, and then Mirror Lake should be right on the other side of it. How I'm supposed to get over that hill? Yet to be determined. Howdy folks, Future Jeremy here. Just wanted to give you a bit of a heads up. On today's video, you're gonna see that there's some times where the camera cuts in and cuts out, and that's because I was dealing with some memory issues on my phone. I haven't been the most diligent at backing up my data, and today got the best of me. So just full disclosure, you're gonna find some areas where the scenes cut in and cut out, and I apologize in advance, but I had an amazing time and I'm excited to share it with you. I also want to take this opportunity to give that shameless plug. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I hope you consider doing so after today's video. All right, sorry for the interruption, back to the movie. So whatever route I took was obviously not the right trail, because I've made it to the trail and this is a lot more wide open and a lot easier to walk. We've got just a couple hundred more yards. We should be around the hill. The hill that I pointed out earlier, well, this is it. We're right on top of it. I came from that direction, but I think the trail is actually that direction. I don't know. When I review my route, I'm actually recording today's route, so when I review it, we'll see just how far off trail I really got. I think it's kind of obvious why they call it Mirror Lake. The lake is still covered in snow, but man, is it gorgeous out here. The view is just breathtaking, and it's just me and the birds. So this part of the trail around Mirror Lake is actually following part of the PCT, the Pacific Crest Trail. It's used a lot by through hikers who are trying to meet up with friends to resupply without having to jump off trail, hitch a ride into town and go shopping. Just a beautiful place, and it looks like during the summertime there's probably tons of places to camp. Right now, not a whole lot of options just because everything's muddy and covered in snow. But we're gonna try and find a place to set up for lunch. Make up a nice quick breakfast lunch. Skipped breakfast because I headed out of the house so early. But I wanna refuel, take a little break, enjoy the view, and then we'll get back on the trail for the waterfall. So bear with me as I find a place to set up and call home for the next hour or so for lunch. That's right, I brought a chair. Don't judge me. Wasn't sure if there was going to be a lot of snow or a lot of mud today. And I didn't want to sit in either one of them. Okay, let's talk about my favorite subject, and that's lunch. Today we're going nice and simple and fresh. Got a bunch of fresh veggies that we're gonna peel up. Some tuna in a pouch and some tortillas with a little bit of powdered hummus that will add water to rehydrate. Nice and simple, should be delicious on a day like today. Some spinach, a variety of lettuces, all mixed up. I'll make a nice fresh wrap. remember, meals don't need to be complicated. They just need to be good. Okay, so my phone just died on me as I was talking about making my lunch here. I found that the memory was full, so I had to go through and delete a whole bunch of old files, merge some pictures, and hopefully I didn't delete anything that I haven't backed up to the hard drive yet. But I'm going to kick back, enjoy lunch, and enjoy this amazing view up here before we head off to the third destination on today's hike, and that's going to be the Muir Falls, which I believe is just another half a mile, maybe 3/4 of a mile down from the lake. But for now, it's time to enjoy our nice hummus veggie wrap and take in the sights. All right, we're on the backside of that mountain now, and it is amazing how quickly the temperature can change now that the sun isn't being blocked by the hill. We just came over the top of the Muir Lake Falls, and now we're on the trail along the backside. I'm hoping we're going to get a better look at the falls once we get to the bottom of the hill, but for now at least, it's another beautiful alpine trail. This hike just keeps getting better and better. Awesome. Okay, so the waterfalls were kind of an afterthought of this hike today. And man, am I glad I decided to make a loop out of this. This is cool. And I've got 3 waterfalls under my belt this year, and the season's just getting started. Uh-oh. And unfortunately, I've got yet another river crossing, and this one looks like it's going to get wet. Wish me luck. Whew. Okay, that's cold. So, that's our third sight of the day, right? We saw Cottonwood Lake, then we saw Muir Lake, now we saw the Muir Lake Falls. We're going to continue down this trek. This is still on that stretch of the PCT, where we're going to head down to the edge of the county line, and then we're going to take a side trail to get back to where we started. But I think technically I can say I hiked the PCT, right? I know the through hikers out there are now rolling their eyes at me saying, yeah, right, pal. You walked 1.5 miles in our shoes. Wet shoes, but only 1.5 miles. All right, beautiful day. I will quit yakking at you guys. I'm going to enjoy this hike. Yep, I'm definitely the first person on this trail in probably years. Oh, goody. Another river crossing. So there's no easy or graceful way to do this. I've just got to wade through the trees and the river. You can see it's a little over ankle deep. I think this is the same river that we crossed earlier at the base of the waterfall. Graceful, right? And we've only got maybe another 3/4 of a mile of this same kind of terrain. I'm gonna put the camera away, do my best not to get too cut up, and I'll see you folks on the other side of this mess. Not gonna lie, that was not fun. So we're off that old logging road and we're back onto, this is the Twilight Lake Trail. It's would have been a shorter route back had I not decided to do that bigger loop. But the Twilight Lake Trail links up behind me, I think just after you pass the waterfall. So you go down below the waterfalls, you can go to the right for the PCT or to the left for this trail, the Twilight Lake Trail. So we had gone to the right, followed the PCT for a while, then looped back around and have eventually got back onto this trail for yet another river crossing. I don't know if the camera's gonna do this one justice, but I've got to crawl down the bank and cross over the river again. Seems like as soon as my shoes start to dry out, I come up to another one. And this one is a lot deeper than before. Keep telling yourselves this is half the adventure of being out here. Oh no, I got my pants wet. There we go. So that was the deepest one yet. That was over my knees. But from here, it, in theory, should be a nice straight stretch back down. You may have noticed that I got cut off right mid-sentence. That is because my phone memory is full again. I've removed all of my apps. I've archived as much data as I can, and I've just started deleting random stuff. But I think I am out of storage options, which means I'm gonna call it a day, folks, for recording. And I'm gonna try and save what little bit of memory I've got left so I don't lose the content that I've recorded today. So that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this adventure. Until next time, folks, hope to see you out there on the trail soon. Let's go for a walk.